Protestant Reformation. Hi, let's talk about the Protestant Reformation. Okay, so, the Protestant Reformation is called the Protestant Reformation because it's the Reform movement that split the Western Church into Protestant and Catholic churches. It started in the 16th century thanks to Martin Luther, some German monk guy. Well, before his idea to start a Reformation happened, there was Erasmus's idea. Erasmus was a very well-known Christian humanist. He didn't want to leave the church, like most reformers though. He just wanted to change it. Oh, and a Christian humanist is someone who thinks humans can reason and make themselves better people, pretty much. Anyway, people wanted to reform the church because it was, well, screwed up. Some popes that are named the Renaissance popes kind of failed to help the church with their spiritual needs. Failed to do their jobs right. Yeah. They were more interested in Italian politics and interests of the world. Also, many church officials mooched off the church and used money to make themselves richer. And guess what? Some parish priests didn't know how to do their jobs. Well, people wanted to know how they could SOS, or, save their souls, and the priest pretty much said, I don't know. Soon after that, they came up with indulgences. They were basically pieces of paper that said, hey look, I paid money and now all my sins are gone! How easy! Apparently, the indulgences gave you a better chance at reaching salvation. It lessened your years in purgatory by 1,443 years, which is a lot. Well, when the people finally opened their eyes, they saw the clergy didn't really care about their spiritual needs and called for reformation. And now for a guest, Martin Luther. He's here to talk to you about himself. Hello, I'm Martin Luther. I was born November 10th, 1483 and died February 18th, 1546. I was a German monk, theologian, university professor, and church reformer. My ways challenged the judgment of the Pope by saying that the Bible is the only trustworthy source of religious authority, and that all baptized Christians under Jesus are holy. To me, God only gave salvation to everyone who had faith in Jesus being the Messiah, and by staying on the path of God. I translated the Bible into simple terms, making it easier for the ordinary people to understand it. It was a big impact on German culture and the church. It furthered the development of a standard version of the German language, added several principles to the art of translation, and influenced the translation of the English King James Bible. His hymns inspired the development of congregational singing within Christianity. I was then married to Katharina von Bora, and I was a Nazi. Introducing John Calvin. Hello, I'm John Calvin. I was a smart French guy. When I converted to Protestantism, the Catholic Church chased me away though, and I ran to Switzerland. I wrote something called the Institutes of Christian Religion, and later on became a leader of Protestantism myself. I came up with predestination, which basically means God told me of fate, and you're the damned are saved, and only I can tell you. In 1536, I went to fix up a town called Geneva, and built my own church. I am the creator of Calvinism, oh so cleverly named, after myself of course, because I created it. It's a Protestant faith though, yes. My work was good, and Geneva became a pretty powerful place of Protestantism. I sent out missionaries everywhere. They ended up spreading the religion to France, the Netherlands, Scotland, and other parts of Eastern Europe. And in the middle of the 16th century, I believe it was, my religion took place of Luther's. Our last guest of the day is Henry VIII. Hi, I'm Henry VIII. I was born in 1491, June 28th, in Greenwich. In 1509, my father died, and I became king at age 17. In 1516, Mary I, or my first child, is born. In 1533, on the 25th of January, I marry Anne Boleyn. In 1533, September 7th, Queen Elizabeth I is born. In 1534, the Act of Supremacy comes in effect, making me head of England Church. The Act of Supremacy. It was the act that gave me all privileges, honors, and authorities, dignities, profits, and etc. I was declared to be the only supreme head on earth of the Church of England. Basically, I could do whatever I wanted and got whatever I wanted. In 1536, my wife was beheaded after dropping her handkerchief, which back then was a sign of cheating. Later that same year, I married Jane Seymour. In 1537, Edward VI, my only son, was born. Later that year, Jane Seymour dies. 1540, I marry Anne of Cleves. 6 months later, I divorce. 1540, I marry Katharina Howard. 1542, she's put to death for treason. 1543, I marry Catherine Parr. 1547, the 28th of January, I die, leaving my only son Edward IV, the England